Ta-da! You guys, I'm in a new place, new space, moving around. I even have a different headset on today because, well, I'm in a different place. So I'm downstairs, and hopefully this is still able to find you wherever you are at. I am currently, yeah, I'm right now live trying to share this on my Facebook. It doesn't let me share things as easily as it once did. Things are changing. Times are changing, as Bob Dylan might say. Um, so, you guys, I want to thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let me know if you can in the chat. It is Astrology and Alchemy with me, your host, Paranormal Sarah. Usually, we have co host Matt, but he and I do work full time. And so he is working. You know what that means. If you join us here on the regular, you know that on occasion we have to host ourselves, and it's always a little bit different of an energy because I appreciate the masculine, a little bit more objective, maybe even savant, Matt, if you're listening, that is true, ability to organize and geographically, geometrically, algebraically, all the mathematical things that I'm not very good at, let's face it. It helps balance things. So if you are joining us, whether it's from the paranormal channel, whether it's from Paranormal Sarah, or whether it is from Astrology and Alchemy, if you are on Subspace, Odyssey Radio, wherever you are joining me from, I can see your comments in the chat. So feel free to share any of your thoughts or questions, and then let's get into this. So, Astrology and Alchemy, guys, if you are new to the show, get a piece of paper. Get a piece of paper, maybe even text message yourself, or get a composed email up so that you can type yourself things. I say that because often people will reach out to me. I have a gypsy tribe where people join me to sharpen their intuition. And we have one-on-one mentorships where we are utilizing our space together to fine-tune your intuitive skills, whether it's understanding astrology or hermetics or alchemy, whatever. That's a lot of what we do here. And the only validation you can get from yourself, which is as a skeptic, you want to be able to get the information from yourself. So write it down, get a pen, a good one, one that works, and be able to say, okay, when I hear Sarah say this is immediately what comes to mind. And if you're actually listening to this, maybe not live or later, because you can listen to it streaming for free anywhere on all your favorite platforms, pause it and write down your predictions, because that's going to sharpen your intuition and help you better understand what your mind is showing you. What's going on in there? So last week we showed what was happening on Tuesday. Today the moon is in Gemini up there in the sky, and it's opposing Mercury and Sagittarius. A lot of cease fighting. You're not going to win today. There's going to be a lot of negativity, feelings in Gemini. Push, heave, ho, pull, never mind, yes, no. You say yes, I say no. A lot of that. And not really having a good focal point. And Mercury in Sagittarius is a lot of communication on fire. Not necessarily, you're going to be hearing things, but you may not get the resolution that you want. So don't focus on winning today. Don't even try to win today. Today is more of a ceasefire and listen. Keep your ear listening, and then focus on how we're going to use the next 7 days to make the best decisions possible for the month. We're going into December after all. So let's finish strong and start strong. Wednesday. One thing is happening, unless, of course, I have Steph joining me in the chat room. I do hope we do. Then that way I can maybe get some advice from those of you who please critique me. Please critique me. I use the Farmer's Almanac, Astrology, Planets Today, Bahati Life, and Psychic Chris. Those are kind of the people that I work in and around and with on my astrological stuff. And then doing it live, I get to add in all my little notes for my Gypsy Tribe members. So this is exciting. Let me put up what is going to be happening for Wednesday. Boom. The moon is waning. So it's a waning gibbous. We're going to see it. It's big out there. I can see her right there. She's right there. And we are going to see it starting to get dark from the right. It's still going to be that gibbous size, like a big thumbnail, but it's moving in and over the constellation of Cancer. Cancer. Water sign. You're hearing my son singing in the background. Um, emotions, emotions on emotions. And this would be where, of course, I would taggle it back to Matt and say, what do you see, Matt? Tell us what it means. But this really talks about, when I think of Cancer, I think of a school of fish. I think of fish in a barrel. I think of the signs that we see with some of those energies like moving in and around. And I see it as a system. In psychology, we talk a lot about system theory, systems. And it's really not a theory. If you want me to tell you your future, show me your friends. And so knowing and understanding your support system and how you feel about them will be really, really important tomorrow. There's going to be feeling emotional stability and security and wanting that. And you're going to be able to focus on how to build that out of something solid by taking the information that you've received today and in the last week. The emotions begin to slowly start to calm a little bit, at least even out a little bit. And we can build better. I mean, I hate to say that, but there's going to be some themes on building tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, the middle of the week. So if you have anything else to share, Steph says, nothing much I've been watching, just some moon stuff, she says, which Matt usually, when he's joining me, he says, the moon doesn't affect me that much. I know, people, as a woman, the moon affects me a great deal. I feel like I'm consistently aware of all the moon cycles, menstruation cycles, ovulation cycles, sociological cycles, and even where and how to go to the grocery store without it being crowded. Has a lot to do with the moon. So then we are going to move into Thursday. I think just one dot for Thursday. Let's see how many things are happening. Yeah, just one thing, I think, unless Steph or someone else in the chat room. Hi, John. Hi, Matt. Hi, Mary Beth. Good to see you. Unless someone wants to add in, what I have for Thursday is boom. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Thursday. The moon is in Cancer, as we said. Sure. Sextile Uranus in Taurus retrograde. So what the heck does that mean, right? Well, Uranus and Taurus, they're kind of way out there. And indeed they are. No big deal. Anytime Uranus is in Taurus, and it has been for a long time and will be, and it's retrograde. So it's not really like we can see it. It's kind of confusing. It's about embracing the weird. I usually compare Uranus to my Winona Ryder of the of the galaxy. She's just kind of funky. She's kind of a Danny Elfman energy. She's just going to kind of do what she wants. And Uranus is weird and wild, and it's a curveball. And if we're doing baseball analogies, it's just being able to completely throw something out of left field and take everybody by surprise. And this is unique because Thursday, this is going to happen as well as, all these feelings about our herd, about our swarm, about things. And moving towards our dreams, being willing to remove things and add things from our dream and our vision. Maybe we have a map or a poster board like Kanye or something. And this helps us navigate some of the limitations that we've experienced lately. I might be experiencing Wednesday and Thursday too. So Thursday, November 30th, it is the last day of the month and the ending. And I would suggest blindfolded. Blindfolded. I know, right? Blindfolded. Try doing things without seeing it. Retrograde is a lot of that energy. So you guys are going to hear me being right here. My dog feels like I'm at his disposal. So I'm going to let him outside really quickly. You're going to hear me if you're listening live. This is how you know I'm a real person and not AI. Because boop. Okay. Ta-da. Look, we did things. And that's really important to the astrology. No, I'm just kidding. Steph says, don't forget, we also have Venus Quincux Neptune. Man, she's always adding weird and wild stuff on for me. So she says, don't forget Venus Quincux. We talked about that last week. I don't always deal a whole bunch with that. That's more that 15 degrees type stuff. Neptune, but Neptune is getting ready to move. So this is kind of a quiver in the relationship delusional fantasy space. Ooh. Um, Mary said, "Man, did you see the emergency plane landing in Crystal today, Sarah? It was like a mile from my dad." What? No, I did not. That's crazy. I haven't looked at the local news. I've been watching kind of national news, so I need to get my awareness together. Mary, send me the stuff, man. I want to see it. We're talking about Minnesota, of course. And I'll be in Missouri next month. So for those of you wanting to book something in person, let me know. Steph says, this is really good for music and creativity. I see it too for like baby making. This is that really Neptune is going to do weird and wild stuff, maybe even visions like, I don't want to say DMT visions or mushroom visions, but this might be like, the snow falls and we see things in a whole new way. And as everything's blanketed in a new color, it's almost a completely new landscape and it makes you feel like you're in a different world. And if you were half asleep, you might even think that. That's Thursday, the energy for Thursday. So be aware of how to use that if you're an artist, if you're a painter, if you're somebody out trying to just grasp onto creative energy. Thursday is going to be a good day for that if you've been feeling drained lately. A lot of us have after this crazy full moon. Give yourself a little rest. Okay. 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 Friday. Is my dog ready to come back in? It's real cold here, so I imagine he's not going to want to be out there for very long, but he'll let me know so I don't have to worry. I think that's it. Hold on, let's do it. Let's check. Is that you? Come in. There we go. All right, perfect. All right, so Friday, two things is a happening. Is a happening hot stuff. And that's, of course, unless Stephanie or my other house astrologers tell me different. So the first thing happening on Friday morning, in fact, and this is going to be that Mercury enters into Capricorn. Now, Mercury is our throat. This is our communication. These are our thoughts coming sometimes from our heart too and spewing out of our mouth. What the heck is that going to be filtered through? It's going to be filtered through the great Capricorn, the head of the earth totem. You've got your earth, water, air, fire, and there's three in each, and the top, middle, and lower, right? You've got your spearheaded, you've got your cream of the cookie not going anywhere, and then you've got the bottom who, they're willing to move around. If you're all playing Red Rover, they're on the ones on the end. Capricorn is the top of the earth pyramid. Sometimes seen as cold and calculated, but really, really, really good focus. So this is going to be a lot of focus on our mind and our speech and our heart stuff. Things are start to get kind of chiseled down, and we're going to feel less emotional and crazy and wild and like suicidal, homicidal, wild and weird and wonky. That's going to really start to kind of freeze. Also going to kind of freeze out there too. December has officially begun. Plans, goals. Finalize all these details. This earth energy, intentions, mustard seeds, thoughts, knowledge, information, source. Get all the words done, the signatures complete. This is really time to get that stuff printed, get it done, get it finalized, get it from a first draft to a final draft. Okay? Reading the chat room. If my daughter works Thursday, I should do some finger painting. Yes, you should. That would be a great day for finger painting, Mary. So this Mercury and Capricorn, think about how you're going to talk to bosses, loved ones, partners, roommates, children, people in your space that you're going to have to be communicating to on Friday. You're going to want to say, hey, now that I think about that, let's get this done. Let's put our thoughts together, finish it up today. It's Friday. Let's get this done. Start strong. Communicate those thoughts. This is going to be information coming in cold, not coming in hot, coming in cold. And that's going to be helpful, I think, because it's going to cool some of the off. We're going to like a nice cold dip. And speaking of emotions, the moon out there, like I told you, definitely affecting females. I don't want to say more than males, but I mean, I speak for myself. Moon energy waning into Leo. So that means it's going to continue. I see her out there, get smaller, waning, pew, and moving into the constellation of Leo. This is about connecting your heart energy, the green chakra, for those of you out there doing colors or chakra work. This is Friday. Leo is about ego. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look up here, look up here. It's about good. Letting loose, let the steam go, goof off, get a little wild. Let yourself feel joy, pride, and joy. Joy. I want to write that in there. I think that that's really important. And this is Friday. So, kind of a cool thing to think about. Steph or Matt or anybody joining me in the chat, feel free to let me know if you have anything additional to Friday. Because that's going to be a doozy. I put in the divination that that's, extensions of lust and pleasure, especially as we go into the gift season of what I want, what I need, transaction love, different types of love, and how to work with that energy. It's going to be really important for those of you doing astrology and alchemy. This would be a great day to make homemade gifts Friday into Saturday. Saturday, you only need to put one dot down. Saturday. I see Scott and Tamara. Welcome, Tamara. I've not seen you in the chat room before, so welcome. Steph says, not that I'm watching for Friday, but it's all moon related. It's true, Steph. The moon has a lot to do with this week ahead, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotional movements. Saturday. What do you got planned? It's the first Saturday in December. There's going to be shopping. There might be some going to your local community place that's got, Santa or Yule log stuff. You start preparing, cutting out your wreaths, getting your house decorated if you're not one of those people that did it right before or after Thanksgiving. This will be a really good day. Mercury in Capricorn, sextile, Saturn in Pisces. Steph says this is a really good day to plan ahead, use good judgment. Plan ahead and use good judgment. I'm going to put that down, and I think that that's important. Judgment, of course, is a really great tarot card to be focused on. I put bibliomancy in the divination suggestion for Saturday. But Mercury and Capricorn. So focus, mental goals, visions, discipline, mentalism, in a positive and really helpful way. Plan, as Steph would say. Yeah, plan ahead. Good judgment, thinking. Merge those big with the little and get a world view. Saturn in Pisces is about rules, borders. What should I do? What should I not do? Don't go buying a coworker underwear. That's not appropriate. Instead, reach out and ask that person what they might want, what they might need, what might be appropriate if you struggle to know. If you struggle to know, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, ask. This is a great time to ask. Boundaries might be shifting a little bit. And if you're doing any gift giving or gift buying, reach out and ask what size they are first before you do that, or what they need, or what they want, or any insinuations. Okay. Plan ahead. Use good judgment. Good judgment. We are moving right along. I'm going to try not to talk too quickly, but if we get some time at the end of this, what I might be able to do is pull some tarot cards at the end of the show if we've got some time. So let's keep moving. Saturday. We just talked about Saturday. Sunday. Sunday, I've got 2 dots. So Sunday, it's going to be the first Sunday in December. This will be a great day to put up your tree and do all the things. If you haven't done it yet, a good cozy Sunday evening. And in the morning, the moon. We talked about this, right? Not everybody is going to be paying attention to the moon. That's okay. You might be. The moon is waning, getting smaller, getting darker into Virgo. Yes, that's good for me because my moon and my birth chart If you don't know your birth chart, reach out, get a reading from me. I'm doing all my readings right now for $42. Okay. So if you would like a birth chart reading or a psychic reading or a tarot card reading, just let me know. I'll honor that price and probably through the week until the weekend, and then it'll change a little bit for December. Um, Two things for Sunday. The first thing is that moon in Virgo. So my moon's in Virgo. I'm going to feel kind of aligned. I'm going to feel like this is a power day for me. I've got some fun things planned for Sunday. And you guys don't forget to follow me on social media. You'll see some of the really cool podcast stuff that I'm launching for UAP Med and alien stuff. What? I know. And Sunday is going to be a good day for if you have things to do, lists, organize naughty or nice lists, cleaning lists, organized lists for work, emails you got to get done. This energy, moon and Virgo, the thoughts, the organized, the compulsive overthinker, the perfectionist, virgin mother, the Virgo, taking hold of your cycle, your feelings, your vibe. This is going to kind of help you get manic and productive in a good way. You can feel accomplished Sunday morning and then take it into, ooh, a big thing happening Sunday evening. I imagine this is one of the things that Steph said that she was looking out for. And this is kind of a big deal. I would say probably the biggest hit in the astrological week ahead is going to be Sunday evening. Put a dot on your piece of paper. What's happening? Why is it such a big dot? Why is it so important? What the heck is going on? Venus squaring off with Pluto. So Steph, she says, yep, here it is. Careful, careful how you are towards others. Don't be too harsh now. Don't be too harsh. And I'll share with you what I had written down, Steph. Fights with others will be easy to fall into. Conflict around the corner. You're going to need to turn inward. Reflect and redirect. Reflect and redirect. There might be a problem. There is a problem. There's going to be something, maybe some kind of conflict. Maybe that person pops back up. Maybe this thing rears its head, and people are gonna, we are gonna, they are gonna project, project like a projectile vomit. Something from the inside that's happening with them or us is going to be vomited onto other people if we are not careful. And it will be taken out on other people if we're not careful. And so the divination for this is to really get to the root. The root. And what's interesting is if you're in a place like myself, Minnesota, things are getting pretty cold to do gardening or grounding. Think of Daniel Martin Diaz, one of my favorite living artists, and does divination decks, oracle decks, tarot decks, and really cool art. Daniel Martin Diaz. And his oracle deck has teeth on them. I love the image of the tooth. I think that when you have a toothache, womp, 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 like nothing. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't talk, you can't work, you can't focus. It's like an earache. You have something like that bothering you, and you can't do anything else. You can't focus. And so Pluto in Capricorn, this is Pluto out there. Are you a planet? Are you not a planet? This is big life stuff, life, death stuff. This is, if you're doing tarot, you're going to be pulling the life, death card. And this means change, major change. And Venus, relationships, work, career, love, money, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. When you think gimme, 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 it's all the things that might be on the other end of that. And Libra, which is about balance. Wait, 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 wait. Be good, be good, be good. Have you been on the naughty, nice, naughty, nice? Squaring off with life, death changes. I'm not going to be happy and good when my dad is dying. I'm not going to be positive, happy bear when my car is broken down on the highway. Like this is a really good space to know that people are going through stuff. People are going through major change. If there's anybody on hospice or people lingering in the realm, Sunday, December 3rd might be a day that you start seeing some turns happen in that space because of Pluto and Capricorn. This is kind of one of those portals of life change. like plucking a tooth or a wisdom tooth, something that's been in your skull since you were a child, and you're plucking it out, and it could give CSI all of your DNA and information. It's pretty important. So that's going to be happening on Sunday evening. Now think about that. Sunday evening after kind of a slow week. How might that affect things? How might that paint the landscape? And Steph says, hey, don't forget, Mars quincux Jupiter. You might, ooh, let's add that in the evening because that is kind of an interesting thing. This is why I love having you guys. Steph, thank you so much. You're going to help me in this a lot because I didn't have that written down at all. Mars quincux Jupiter. What does that mean? Mars quincux Jupiter. I love Mars. The will, the fight, the urge is moving with more ambition. Is kind of how I start to interpret that. Mars is cocaine of the galaxy. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's just the salt, just throwing salt on whatever's already happening. And so Steph shared in the chat room, you may be overly excited. You might be a time to move and shake. This could be a good thing that you need for your soul. Dance, dance, dance. I think of weird, but I think of Footloose. Footloose. Do, do. Kick off your Sunday shoes. And this kind of would be like breaking rules, like gimme, gimme. Um, and maybe after that big life shift, life break, life change, you kind of feel that um, oh, I don't want to say cognitive dissonance, but maybe that like urge to let off that steam, that pressure, and maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say maybe you go off and do something bad because it's kind of has a good feeling to it. This might be that, well, now you get to catch up with old friends. Might be a funeral, but then you guys go out and go deer hunting the next weekend because you wouldn't have thought to touch base with each other. Enjoy it. Take this bright side of the moment, this other side of the coin, if you will, and use it. It could be a positive glimmer. I'm going to put that word in there. This is going to be a glimmer moment. Okay. Thank you, Steph, for sharing that. I appreciate it. All right, guys, Monday, December 4th. What you got? Monday, December 4th. Monday, Monday. So good to me. Monday. Venus. Venus. Women go to Venus, men go to Mars. Venus for vagina. Vendetta. Or the Bermuda Triangle. Venus is art, love. I think of sensuality. I think of all the things that we want to enjoy. Venus. Look at your birth chart and see your desires, your feminine urges to take in, and see what constellation that it falls into. Maybe it falls into Scorpio. And if so, you would feel some major alignment on Monday morning. For the rest of us, the mathematical alchemy will blend and influence in this way, generally speaking. And Scorpio, the constellation of the scorpion, man, that thing could sting you or pinch you. And I know a lot of people think it's a fire sign because they associate it with the desert or the hot sun, but a Scorpio is actually a water sign. So, mystery and passion, desire and fire in and around your relationships, not just the romantic ones, but all the ships surging with Venus, the scorpion. This could be positive for work, positive for intimacy, positive for your dance classes, positive for your car, positive for getting gifts. This is a growth day for sure. Improving the things, sure. You might not have a whole lot of patience this day for anything. Things might feel superficial, things might feel shallow. You're going to want something intense. So I put in the divination and shadow work suggestions that this would be like tantric or celibacy. So people who are experiencing or exercising like edging, this would be more tantric and celibacy, but Venus because of sensuality, and it doesn't have to be sexual. It can be with food. It can be with things related to pleasure and connection in all of your relationships. It could be money, promotion, dangling the carrot of a upgrade or a level up. That's going to be in the realm on Monday. So be aware that this is going to be a positive thing. This would be a good day to ask for a promotion. This would be a good day to say, hey, you know what? I'm wanting to buy a little bit more for Christmas in 2024. I've got big visions. I'm wanting to build a house. I'm wanting to move here, move there, buy an Airbnb. And I'd love to keep working for you. I'd love to be building that dream with you. Um, Talk to me. And that person goes, well, you know what? Now that you say that, I've been trying to, do, and like you just start going off on this little side journey and it really ends up being something cool. That's very possible for Monday morning in the watering hole coffee discussion. Be willing to be connected and be intimate and share a little bit of the things that you'd like to grow in your life. And it'll be a little all or nothing, but that's okay. Waning gibbous moon in what? Virgo again? How can that be? Is that true? Man, that moon's been in Virgo for a few days, but a little bit longer. A waning gibbous moon in Virgo for Monday night. The last little burst of organization. Definitely get your holiday gear up. Go out and do the things: cleaning, purging, prepping, getting stuff to the thrift store, get stuff out of the house, get stuff clean for all the holiday people that might be coming in or out. This is going to be the feels. Robin, love to see you in the chat. Whoop, whoop. And Carson. Man, I'm seeing a bunch of people pop in that I'm glad to see. Good to see you guys. We're almost to the point where I can maybe do some tarot readings, so stay around. Stay around. I don't mean to entice you or anything, but definitely. Okay, guys, and then that's going to bring us to the full week wraparound. What? It's going to be Tuesday. Already, it's only been 30 minutes, and we were able to get completely through the week, the next 7 days, as it were. So we'll do kind of a little bit of a review, but for the most part, this is going to be it. The moon, last quarter in Virgo, just that little edge, just the final finishing of things up, maybe on Tuesday morning. A little open to new projects, adventures, ventures, less worrying. You're going to feel less worry about getting stuff done. Oh man, I had that burst for these last 2 days to be able to get stuff done and kind of crazy growth and watering holes and opportunities. This is kind of cool. Like you're going to be open. You're going to feel open. And this is a good thing to nurture. This is Mary, did you know? This is being open to all the possibilities and also people knocking on your door saying, hey, can we need a space that you're open to use this? This is a good energy to be open to things that are happening around you. And then Tuesday night, it's the very last dot you need to have on your piece of paper. And that this is going to be on Tuesday evening. I will put it in there. Boop. Another Venus movement. Venus in Scorpio. So relationships, that sensuality we talked about, career, art, love, sex, all that stuff. Still in the constellation of Scorpio. So still up there being suspicious, mysterious, and kind of saucy, kinky, wild, and weird. I love Scorpio energy. Lots of secrets. Lots of you're not sure what you get till you get, and then you love it. I mean, Scorpios are really great, but they're mysterious and they're kind of dramatic. They're going to just sell the house then, which I think is kind of fun. And this is going to be kind of dealing with Saturn and Pisces. Saturn, I always think if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. It's right there. It's the Deep Space Nine. I also see it as like a docking point in the middle of the galaxy where all those rings are and that everybody sees it and knows it and goes, oh, there's Saturn. Okay, now I know where I'm at. It's the quick trip on the corner that everybody can stop into. And it's in a water sign. So this is a lot of instability about those rules and those rules continuously shifting. So maybe that relationship person that was flirting with you on Friday is now going to be different on Tuesday, or that present they said they wanted on Saturday, they're now going to say they don't want anymore. Um, and all that jazz. And so this is, if we were doing Chicago Carson, this would be the jail song. He had it coming. He had it coming. He could have done it. I know that entire musical. Um, Venus and Scorpio, he popped his gum. And Saturn and Pisces, that, some men just can't hold their arsenic. And this is kind of wild and weird and fun energy. Definitely that scene of like rules and one and two and three and rigid and moving but dark and silhouettes and shadows and know where you're at. Um, and you shouldn't have done that. And could you blame me? And if you to me would have done the same. And Venus and Scorpio vibes for sure. So keep that in mind. And that's going to be the week in a nutshell. Help, help, I'm in a nutshell. What do you think? Looking back on it, there is a lot of focus. There's a lot of get organized, get that budget done, get those taxes done, get those end of the year things done. Get the folder in your glove compartment to start compiling your gas receipts. Get the stuff done. Clean it up, get it thrown out, open the windows, vacuum it, whatever you got to do to get stuff ready. This is the week to do it. This is the week that it's going to start off and has started off feeling pretty like you were drugged. That's that full moon in Gemini really sucking it out of you. I mean, it is just like we have had a shot back at both ends. It is. But it's going to start amping up. And then because I'm halfway through the month of December doing the astrology report, I can tell you that as things move into Aries, that as things move into Sagittarius, we start getting, things stoked. So I'm really excited to see how things burn and grow and get lively by the end of the holiday, by Yule and Christmas and all that stuff. So it's definitely going to be a good show this month. So as we finish here, guys, I did bring my tarot deck because I've done this before. We've done this for years. So I already knew that without Matt here, and because it was kind of a quiet week, that we would have about 15 minutes to do some tarot card readings. So as long as there are people in the chat room who maybe want to get a free tarot card reading, you do have to give me your permission. I think it's very important for energy exchange and psychic readings or divination that you don't just immediately start doing Reiki on somebody. You don't just immediately go up and start telling somebody their spirit guides or connecting them with things that you're seeing, because it might not be something they're emotionally ready to comprehend or accept. So in that case, you do have to let me know that you would like a reading for me to pull a card for you. So how was your dad's hunting trip? Said someone. You know what? It went really well. It was his very first time in the last 3.5 years to be able to go hunting. He was awaiting a kidney on his deathbed. We were planning his funeral. It was pretty sad. But at the very last minute, and I do mean last minute, if he had lost 2 more pounds, he would have been too thin to go through with the surgery. His red blood cell count was at like 1.7. It was almost so low he wouldn't be able to survive a kidney transplant. And we got a call in the night that a kidney came through. So that was this time last year. It was December. And he's kind of struggled a little bit. The person's kidney that he received did have a bacteria, and it has caused him to lose some of his eyesight. And he's had to be on some antibiotics that have made him quite sick. So in his attempts to gain weight and get healthy and get back to having healthy red blood cells, because he has good pasture syndrome and iron deficiency, it's been kind of a struggle. And so it was his first time being hunting, and he did get sick one night, so he wasn't able to be as productive as he would have liked, but they got some good stuff. They caught a big deer, and everybody I think was very happy. And I'm hopeful when I go home in December to Kansas City that I will have some deer jerky waiting for me. So Steph goes, no, yes, no. It's been kind of a roller coaster of a year this past year. And with that, somebody's asking how my stepmom is. So my stepmom, she's been on hospice. She went on hospice a week before my dad got his kidney surgery, his transplant. So it was actually really divine timing, though. I mean, because he was dying, so he wasn't going to be able to care for her. He was his primary caretaker, and I was helping my dad in that way. And so it just was kind of a wild experience. And so she's still on hospice. She kind of has good days and bad days. And my dad is still recovering from getting his kidney. But we are on the upswing, I think, of all of the stuff. And so following me for the last few years, you went from seeing me like cry and be sad and be like super thin and depressed to being kind of where I'm at now, which is I'm in a pretty good space, I would say. And my dad, and to be able to go home for Christmas is going to be really cool. It's going to be a blessing. So thank you for asking. Yeah. And continue to keep him in your prayers. I appreciate that. Okay, so John in the chat room has said that he would like a tarot card. So, John, I appreciate you asking and giving me permission. I absolutely will pull a card for you. Ooh, okay, John. This is the Eight of Swords. The Eight. Reciprocation, right? The Eight. Gratitude, giving, receiving, in, out, yes, no, good, bad, fast, slow. Makes you want to do a Dr. Seuss book. Red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish. But as you look at how this is illustrated, it's kind of an interesting thing, because this would suggest that, yes, you might have a lot of worries. You might be 80% of the way through the debate, the conflict, the argument, the stress, the issue at hand, 8 months into it, but you're kind of numb by it. And you have all the tools you need to cut yourself out of the web that you have woven. And so that will happen. And I'm looking on the bright side for you. So good luck to you, John. I see things working well in this confrontation. Judy, welcome. And Robin says both. Man, I would love a card. So Judy, let's pull a card for you. Judy, what are you thinking about? All of you wanting a card, really think about what you're wanting that guidance on, because divination, pulling that information from the divine. Judy, boom. Queen of Pentacles. This is the queen, the feminine, matriarch of Earth. Pentacles, you think of the round, it could be the discs, it could be the money, it could be the gold, it could be the stone, it could be the diamonds, the building blocks, the money, or the earth stone, like a pyramid, of your thoughts, your mustard seeds, what you're thinking. The maternal thoughts and ancestry of our grandma, she's there riding on the back of her billy goat, and she's got her heritage and her treasures and her chest of goodies there, and she knows what she's doing. And this is a lot of maternal divine guidance kind of being handed down for the situation, knowing that things are going to pan out and that information will be provided as needed, because it's maternal. The queen is a good, powerful card. So Judy, that is for you. Robin. Robin, this is a major arcana card. So in a tarot deck, right, you've got your major and your minor. Your major, 22 cards, those are going to be serious life things. Life, death, divorce, career, the big shit. Minor arcana, it's just kind of telling us the patterns of things that we're going through. Earth, water, air, fire, on a scale from 1 to 10, but also with some court cards, so some guidance. What card did you get, Robin? Boom. The Emperor. No, I always feel that way with the Emperor, and I love how people draw this in their deck. This is the man. He's not only the president. This could be like a Trump. This could be a dictator. This is somebody who, they don't just rule the land, they rule the religion. They've got their Ankh in one hand, they've got their sphere in the other. This person's got his tungsten. He's ready. He's got his cool throne there. He's saying, look, guys, you don't just worship me in the physical, you worship me in all the ways. And how this relates is, well, this could be a masculine or paternal, a male, a dad, a grandpa. but it would be power and control. Masculine energy, yang energy, emperor energy is all encompassing. This could be really positive, divine, paternal influence. It can also be building, empire, power, 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 power. I would say, Robin, be aware of using this all encompassing masculine energy and know where the boundaries of the empire are, where Mufasa can and cannot go and should not go. It's very important. Okay. You're very welcome. I appreciate you guys asking for cards, and I love doing tarot readings. So I've got 8 more minutes until I have to cut the show. So Steph says, man, can I get one? Absolutely. So Steph, what are you thinking about? Steph, what is Steph thinking about? I love Steph joining the show. She always gives me my astrological advice and wisdom and critique. So what could she be asking about? The card that she gets? Wah, wah, wah. The Ace of Wands. So, the Ace of Wands. The Ace, the beginning. It's if you were playing backjack, the beginning and the end. It's the knot in your necklace. So you roll it back around. It's the unseen, but very, very important. It's the spark that gets your campfire going. People may not even notice that it happened, bink, but it is the beginning. And it's of wands, which is the beginning of fire. The spark of what it is that you're going to do, an action, a prophecy, something that you're going to engage in, something that you're going to go out and accomplish. And that I love this little cloud. She's gone out. She's a witch in the fall. And she sees the first little acorn, the first little green leaf. And she says, it's my time to shine, baby. I'm going out. I am going out to do the things. And I love that this is the beginning of a season, the beginning of an idea that's come to fruition, that's going to really start to precipitate. It's going to actually start to happen now. And that movement, that kinetic energy is really powerful. Mary says, is there something you want to start doing, Steph? Ooh, this would be like, dare say, a new career shift or a new project, a new business venture, because we think Aries, Sagittarius, you think fire, right? You think Leo, you think ego, pride, something you want to do, something that is going to be built and an action that you're going to engage on. So go boldly, my friend. All right. Scott, thank you for joining us on the Paranormal channel. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget, you can download us on Substack. You can check us out on Odyssey Radio. Anywhere that you download or listen to your favorite podcast, you can download Astrology and Alchemy, or you can join us live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Scott, let's pull a card for you. This is another major arcana card. Major meaning, whereas with Steph, that's the Ace of Wands. I mean, it is like career, but it isn't like retirement. That would maybe be a major life arcana card, the one of the 22. So this is, Scott, the Star. The Star is all about faith. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference what's in the jar. See it? It could be poison. It could be water. It could be vodka or rum. Doesn't matter. You're pouring it out. It doesn't matter. You're pouring it out. Whatever it was, this is very much that scene in the Pirates of the Caribbean where you're pouring it out because you're making a sign. You're pouring it out because it's the end. You're on the island. And you know what? If this doesn't work, it's a last ditch effort and it's faith. And you got to have faith. And if you don't have faith, then you know what? It's probably not going to work. The star is a guiding space. Look up, look away from yourself, look away from a reflection, look up to something bigger, something grand, something you don't know anything about even. What the hell is that star up there? Is it a satellite? Is it a star? Is it a meteorite? Is it an alien? We don't know. But it's beautiful, and I'm going to just follow it. I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to dream on it, and I'm going to wish on it, and I'm going to focus with it. And it's going to be there every night in the sky, and I feel good about that. Have a little faith. Might also suggest that you're lonely. in a very lonely and independent space. The person that usually is experiencing the star is someone who has to have faith on things because the things in the physical aren't always there right now. So it's a very powerful place to be because you're in the dream realm. You're ethereal. You're close to magic. So it's kind of cool. So I appreciate that. And hey, as we go into the Christian space, those stars, Yule, that's really powerful. Anyway, no problem. You are very welcome. You're very welcome, Steph. You as well, Mary, Robin, Scott, all of you guys who are participating, man. I appreciate it because I can't do live readings and illustrate what a tarot card or tarot reading looks like if people don't volunteer to be a victim. And then that way it can illustrate to other people who might be scared or nervous or just uncertain what it looks like. That it's not painful. I'm not going to torture you. And it's also not sometimes what people think. And I appreciate that. So thank you guys for allowing me to practice a little divination as we end November and go into December. If you would like a private reading, if you would like a birth chart reading, if you would like a reading of any kind, remember $42. Don't panic, don't freak out. I'm doing that for the rest of the week because I've got to get to Kansas City. I've got to fix my car and I've got to buy Christmas presents and eat food. So, aside from my Monday through Friday job as a forensic consultant, I am also a voice actress. I'm a writer and I do a lot of volunteer work for public policy, and I really love doing readings. I love doing intuitive work. So, if there's something that I can do for you, or if you're interested in going through my witchy closet, I'm downsizing a lot of my really cool haunted jewelry and fun little artifacts and preparing for the new year, preparing for Yule. So, if there's something that I can do, a gift that I can provide for you, please let me know. It would be an honor. So, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for sharing all your questions, your answers, your thoughts, and critiques. And Matt, if you are listening out there on the work, I hope that you are enjoying the show. We miss you. We can't wait to have you next week. And for those of you listening in, I will see you next Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, guys, have a great end to your November, beginning of your December, and I will see you next week.
There is